Yeah, this one. You can play on 163 for the earth forever turning. It's in C. Yeah, it's in the first one. This one. The one that's, yeah, this one.
Thank you so much.
163.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense to me.
Okay, we need Maggie. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Brazos Valley. My name is Reverend Kiya. My pronouns are she, they, and we're so happy that you're with us today. We're going to start out by singing a round. It's number 1003 in your teal hymnal. And I think Ivy's going to help me lead this song. This one has 4 parts. And so you can take the part that's easiest for you to sing and just sing that the whole time, or you can switch around if you get bored. Where do we come from? Where are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come? When are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are we from? Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery. Where do we come from? Mystery. What are we? Life. Where are we going? Where do we come from? Mystery. What are we? Life. Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going?
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Brazos Valley, UUCBV, or Brazos UU for short. My name is Maggie Scraper. We are a welcoming congregation, which means we celebrate and welcome all people across diversities of race, gender, sexual identities, age, ability, immigration status, and belief. We're also a congregation working for reproductive justice. So whoever you are, wherever you've come from, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here.
Our call to worship this morning is a poem by George Louis Borges called Shinto. When sadness overwhelms us, for a moment we are saved by small adventures of memory, of attention, the taste of fruit, the taste of water, the face a dream gives back to us, the early jasmines of November, the endless yearning of a compass, the book we thought we'd lost, the pulse of a hexameter, the little key that unlocks a house, the smell of a library or sandalwood, the archaic name of an avenue, the colors of a map, an unforeseen entomology, the smoothness of a filed down nail, the date that we were looking for, the count of 12 dark ringing bells, the physical pain we didn't expect. There are 8 million Shinto gods who secretly travel this earth of ours. These modest beings come to touch us. They touch us, then they wander on. George Louis Burgess.
I'd like to invite Ryland to come up to light our chalice. Where's Ryland? Hi. Okay. Please say our chalice lighting words with me. We light the chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith, as a beacon of hope for all who seek justice, dignity, and compassion, and in celebration of the life of truth and meaning we share together. Now, all please join me in saying our affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
As Unitarian Universalists, we believe there's a spark of the divine in every being, and especially you all. And this is your opportunity to say howdy to the other divine sparks in the room, especially the ones that we haven't seen in a while. We're glad to see you today. And those of y'all who are new, it's weird. It's a weird UU thing, but you'll like it very much. And I will let you know when it's over. Go for it.
Good morning. Thanks. I am Allison, and I am the Director of Religious Education here at the Brazos UU, and I'm so happy to be here with all of you this morning. One of the best things I get to do is to tell a story or a tale each week, and this one is one of my favorites, not only because I like the words, but also the illustrations are very, very, very gorgeous. So if you can't see the illustrations and you're an illustration person, I would suggest maybe scooching so you can see them, but you should be able to see them on the screens, I think, pretty well. And this story is called Be a Good Ancestor. It's by Leona Prince and Gabrielle Prince. They're sisters, and it's illustrated by Carla Joseph. Be a good ancestor with water. Raindrops become puddles. There's lots of raindrops this weekend. Raindrops become puddles, puddles become streams, streams become rivers, and rivers become life. Be a good ancestor with the land. Seeds become seedlings, seedlings become trees, trees become forests, and forests become oxygen. Be a good ancestor with living things that fly. Eggs become hatchlings, hatchlings become fledglings, fledglings become eagles, and eagles become iconic. Be a good ancestor with living things that swim. Eggs become fry, fry become alevins. I love that word. Alevins become sockeye, and sockeye become nourishment. Be a good ancestor with living things that walk. Newborns become cubs, cubs become young bears, young bears become grizzlies, and grizzlies become balance. Be a good ancestor with your neighbors. Neighbors become friends, friends become communities, communities become nations, and nations become allies. Be a good ancestor with your thoughts. Thoughts become ideas. Ideas become actions, actions become movements, and movements become change. Be a good ancestor with your words. Words become expressions. Expressions become stories, and stories become narratives, and narratives become truth. Be a good ancestor with your feelings. Feelings can become compassion. Compassion becomes understanding. Understanding becomes beliefs, and beliefs becomes values. Finally, and I think the most important, by the way, that's my own addition to the story, be a good ancestor with yourself. Children become adults, adults become leaders, leaders become our elders, and our elders become our ancestors. So on this wonderful Shinto service Sunday and in RE, we're celebrating Samhain. I hope we all remember to try to be the best ancestors that we can. And I would love to invite our younger UUs back to religious education with me. And would you all please sing us out with This Little Light of Mine?
Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. We're going to sing number 352 in the gray hymnal now, Find a Stillness. Find a stillness, hold a stillness, let the stillness carry me. Find the silence, hold the silence, let the silence carry me. In the Spirit, by the Spirit, with the Spirit's giving power, I will find true harmony. It is almost Dias de Muertos, and we will have an altar here if you would like to bring pictures of your ancestors or pets that have died or people that you feel close to, spirits you feel close to. Please do that, and we will have that next Sunday. And also for our boo at the UU. Now is the time in our service where we do the candle lighting, and so this is a great opportunity to spend some time with your own thoughts or pray if you are a praying person. And everybody who knows how to do it will show you how to do it. If you're new, you can follow along. But we light candles, and we have some music for you today with Deidre and Andrew and myself.
For the earth forever turning, for the skies forever sing. My soul
Everything is alive. Everything is connected. And everything deserves our respect. When we think of religion, we often think of belief systems, scriptures, or commandments, but Shinto, the ancient indigenous spirituality of Japan, begins somewhere else entirely. It begins with reverence, not for a distant deity, but for the world itself, for the curve of a riverbank, the wind through cedar trees, the laughter of children, the gleam of the rice grains before a meal. In Shinto, every part of nature holds kami, a spiritual essence, a presence, a spark of the sacred. Sometimes people say kami are gods or spirits. Mountains, rocks, streams, even certain human acts or words may be kami. This way of being doesn't demand faith so much as attention. It asks, can we live as though everything around us matters? Can we treat the world as a beloved relative rather than a resource? This is very close to the indigenous belief that we are all related, and definitely to the Unitarian Universalist perspective that we are part of the interconnected web of existence, of which we all are a part. Shinto has no founder, no formal scripture, no creed, and in that way, it feels surprisingly familiar to many UUs. I've got a short movie for you that'll kind of give you the feel.
For 5 years, the Portland Church was without a successor. And so one of the interim ministers asked my parents, who were in Japan, to come and succeed the church. I really didn't understand it. I believe I appreciated it. It was very much a part of our life, and I didn't realize how much we lived the faith until end of high school, going into college, and really starting to explore my own spirituality. But just watching my parents, how they help people, really made me want to explore it further. The practice of Shinto is to leave this world in a better, harmonious state for future generations. There is no founder, there are no teachings, there is no doctrine for Shinto. Kami in Shinto is the life force that holds and binds everything together. It's within us, it flows within the universe, and it's the spirit of this energy that guides all living beings. You can't see it, you can't hear it, but it's something that you feel within yourself. It's a comforting warmth. In ritual, every step that we take, every movement that we have is very much formalized, and it's made to help us get our mindset into more of a peaceful, harmonious state. When you're in a ritual, spirituality and to help them from their own problems because I'm happy and want everyone else to be happy too.
Like us, Shinto invites people into practice rather than doctrine. It asks not what do you believe, but how do you live? Its rituals are simple and sensory, the cleansing of hands, the bow before a shrine, an offering of rice or sake. These gestures are ways of keeping our hearts clear and our gratitude alive. And isn't that what we too seek in worship? To remember the holiness woven through our daily lives. We light our chalice not to summon a god, but to awaken the light within and among us. We sing together not to affirm a creed, but to harmonize our spirits. Both Shinto and UU traditions remind us that spirituality begins not in separation, but in relationship. One of the central practices in Shinto is misogi, ritual purification, often performed with water, but entering a shrine, and worshipers rinse their hands and mouth, a symbolic act of washing away dust, distraction, and impurity. It's not about moral guilt. There's no sin. It's about spiritual clarity. It's about starting again with openness, humility, and gratitude. In our UU tradition, we too have rituals of renewal, our water communion, our ingathering, our quiet moments of prayer and reflection. We might not wash our hands in a basin, but we too seek to cleanse our hearts of cynicism, of fear, of despair, so that we might return to the world refreshed. Imagine if each morning we took a breath and silently said, "Let me meet this day as sacred." That could be our own misogi. In Shinto, certain places are seen as dwelling places of kami, a waterfall, a grove of trees, a particular stone or hill. Shrines are often built near these natural sites, not to dominate them, but to mark and honor them. This reverence for place teaches something vital for our time, an ecological spirituality. If our river is holy, how could we pollute it? If every mountain has spirit, how can we strip it bare? Shinto invites us to live as if our relationship with the earth is sacred, because it is. And so too does Unitarian Universalism. Our seventh principle calls us to respect the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. It's not a metaphor, it's a truth we must live by. The planet's health, our community's health, our own spiritual health, they are one and the same. Shinto is a joyful religion. It celebrates the seasons, the planting and the harvest, the bloom of cherry blossoms, the turning of the year. There is magic and music and dancing, food and laughter, all woven into worship. Joy itself becomes a sacred act. Our spirituality, too, should be measured not by solemnity, but by joy. We honor the holiness of laughter, of good work, of shared meals, each time we gather as a UU community to sing, to serve, to eat, to mourn, to dance. We are living into that same spirit of celebration. When we begin to see as Shinto sees, the whole world becomes a shrine. Everything is holy now, to quote Peter Mayer. Your morning coffee, the rustle of leaves, the purr of a cat, the sound of rain on the roof, each is kami. Each a reminder of the sacred that shimmers just below the surface of the ordinary. Shinto differs from Western religions in that it has no single revealed text, prophet, or creed. Its scriptures are mythic, poetic rather than doctrinal. Its authority lies in ritual practice, community, and place. As one Shinto saying goes, to know the kami, go to the shrine, not to the book. They have a thing called the Kojiji, and it's records of ancient matters. It's from 712 CE. That's how old it is. And it's based on the oral traditions, and it is the oldest surviving book in Japanese. Has the creation myths, genealogies of the kami, and legendary origins of the Japanese emperors. You can read English versions of it. There's another book called The Institutes of the Engji Era, English Key, and it was compiled in 927 CE. It's kind of interesting. The Norito is the prayers. If you'd like to see some Shinto prayers, there's a good English translation of them. Here's an example. With purity of heart and sincerity, we offer our words to the kami. May this place be cleansed. May harmony be restored between heaven and earth. These prayers reveal Shinto's deep emphasis on purity, sincerity, and gratitude, rather than guilt and confession. There are a lot of great writers. If you'd like to check out the poetry, those of you all know Basho's haikus. That's pretty Shinto. Here's one of his haikus. An old silent pond. A fog jumps into the pond. Splash. Silence again. Basho. So this haiku is perhaps the most famous in the world. The splash doesn't disturb the sacred quiet, it completes it. Basho captures the moment when human attention and natural rhythm merge, a Shinto sense of being part of the living world. Princess Shakiski, who lived about 1149 to 1201, she was a priestess poet at a Kamo shrine, and she says, "In this world of blossoming cherry trees, I cannot tell which to admire more, the flowers or the falling." And here's a 20th century one. Misuzu Kaneko wrote, "Even the tiny shells on the beach all have their tiny lives, so I too will live my life kindly." May we live kindly, honoring the Spirit in all things. May we cleanse our hearts of indifference and see the world anew. And may we walk gently, joyfully, reverently through the sacred world that holds us. Amen. Blessed be.
Let an offering be taken to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and of hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream. This church shares the proceeds of the offering plate donation every week to help support important nonprofit organizations with which we work. The 4 groups we voted to support with this year's donations are Tiny Hope Village, Brazos Interfaith Immigration Network, the Pride Center, and Unlimited Potential. We vote on this every May at our congregational meeting. Please be as generous as you can.
Bread rises from the buried grain, and the earth many days have lain. Love lives again, love will come again like
We give thanks for these gifts we have given, for those we receive, and for each other. May your generosity return to you tenfold. Now's the time for announcements. The first is a new art show is called Flights of Fancy and will run till the beginning of December. The show features illustrations from Kathy Appelt's books. The second is our annual Boo at the UU is coming October 31st. Donate desserts or carving pumpkins. Volunteer to help on the day of our Boo at the UU. The UUWF is having their monthly potluck today at noon. Okay. Now, please join me in extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we gather together again.
Please sing with me if you choose to. Remember the way of the wind and breathe and blow. Remember the way of the fire, sparkle and glitter and glow. Remember the way of the water and ebb and flow. Remember the way of the earth and grow. Go in peace.